Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII. I'm the Mysterious JG, and I actually have another video to record because this was video 3 of a set of 4 uploads for each weekend. To the extent that it matters, it doesn't matter. I've got one more video I need to do, so let's quick, fast, in a hurry like we did to all Hogan's friends punk them. Let's give Cure temporarily to Kitus so that she can actually use Cure on everybody. And then give it back to, I think it was Selfie she took it from? I do have a little bit of management I'm going to have to do now on some of the spells. For example, I gave away 100 floats. So now you've got, like, I also used an Asuna at some point. That's going to bother me, but, oh, it shouldn't bother me one bit. I can fix that right now. Okay. Alright, but, like, you'll see, Selfie will have Blizzara and Blizzaga, and, Water and Thundaga. No, she's not the one I should be looking at. Renoa. So she's got spells like Blizzara and Thunder. We've got 200 of these in the reserves now because we didn't have any of these when Irvine came on board. But I kind of care more about Float than the others because there might be something we can junction it to eventually. But all Irvine's got are the things that we just recently decided we're giving away. Zombie, Bio, and Decura. Anyways, the story won't continue until we go to Caraway Mansion. I know which dungeon we need to go to next. We can actually get to it. But we don't have a story reason to go there, and I don't think there's going to be any neat impact of short-circuiting things by going there before it's time. However, we can do a little bit of exploration. Please wait until the... Alright, Zell. It was nice knowing you. Zell just got murdered. He just got run over by multiple cars. This area is particularly confusing layout. So apparently the presidential residence is this way. Where we want to go is the shopping arcade, just in case there's anything that we can get that would be useful. Pretty sure I didn't just come back the way I came game. I'm sure there's all sorts of fascinating people to talk to and play cards with, but, well, here's the shopping arcade, anyway. Look at the moon. Wow, it's going to be a wonderful night. Yep, sure is. Delling Junk Shop. So, I guess I missed something we needed for Lionheart, because it's not showing up as an option. Irvine, on the other hand, can get his second Whoppet, Ulysses. And everybody else already has the best weapon that's available to them. I wish it would just start. What would just start? I'm not 100% sure which of these is... This is the shop, okay. Oh, by the way, off screen I picked up stuff like eye drops, antidotes. This is a while ago because I got annoyed by having to use Asuna to deal with status ailments that I inflicted while fighting Ochos to get points. Are those mannequins? Oh no, they're not. Can you always imagine?
You're going completely the wrong way. Go right to the bus stop on the other side if you want to go there.
It's also one of the easiest parts in the game to re-enter a screen you just left by mistake. Tons of people coming to Galbadia, but here's the Galbadia Hotel. So here's our first clue that these Laguna sequences are actually taking place in the real world. Without a reservation, you need to pay in advance. Pay 100 gil, sure. Money means very little in this game, but, like, that cost about what a potion would cost, I believe. Although, shockingly... Oh, here it is. I knew there'd be one. Isn't it? Yeah, Timbermaniacs. We found an old issue of Tim Manny.
Thank you very much. We hope to see you soon, you are so stupid. Please step up to the counter. Please!
Alright. So we got another Tim Manny under our belts. Are those even tracked in our inventory? I don't think they are. No, Timbermaniacs issues are actually not inventory items. They will eventually be a thing that makes a difference to something very minor.
You saw it in my eyes, didn't you? You're up for a challenge, right? Bring on your cards.
Okay with that one. Somebody like calls you out in this game, I do feel like playing the card game with them. Well, my battery levels are low. Hopefully we can make it through a whole video. Okay, you really have shit cards, and this is actually a huge waste of time. Bigger waste of time than I realized. And I figured this was a waste of time. The main thing about the card game is that, particularly with triple speed, you're not wasting much time. Gizzards give you screws. Screws do have some in-game use, and it's difficult to card them because they're so weak. They die in one hit from like everything, so it's hard to get them to some fractional hit points where the card command will actually work. Let's get ready to rock! Yeah! What's going on over there? Yeah! Yeah!
Wow, I just got in from Fisherman's Horizon. This city is so overwhelming.
Yeah, Fisherman's Horizon we'll be seeing much later in the game. Yeah, not that much later. It's halfway through Disc 2, I guess. But, it is a small town compared to this one. Well, not in terms of how many places there are to visit. Sometimes an RPG will give you a town that doesn't have that many shops or important interactions, but they go at it, they make an effort to make it feel big. So we'll just take the bus because we already got to the shopping arcade and nothing useful was there, so... Caraway's the head of the Galbadian army. Could this be a coup d'etat? Yes, it appears that that is what's going on. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think he's out to overthrow the president.
General Caraway's mansion is right through this gate, but I can't just let you walk in. You must defeat me.
I believe he's been informed of our arrival.
Yes, indeed, but I was ordered not to let you through until your skills have been tested.
What the hell is he talking about? Test our skills? What does he want us to do?
The Tomb of the Unknown King to the northeast. All you have to do is go there. It's real simple, but you have to bring back proof that you were there. A code number.
A code number? We came all the way out here for some stupid test of courage? Who does he think we are?
There are many students like yourself who wish to call on General Caraway.
Of course, these ones were not summoned here specifically by him, but whatever.
There was a student from Galbadia Garden yesterday who has yet to return from the test at the Tomb of the Unknown King. The Tomb of the Unknown King is located northeast of the city. Your objective is to go to the Tomb of the Unknown King, look for traces of this lost student, and return with his ID number. You should be able to find what you're looking for shortly after you go in. The ID number should be written on it. I don't recommend going any further than you have to. You may never make it back. Alive. Anyway, here's a map for you. Press boop while inside the screw to bring it up. Press triangle again when the map is displayed to escape for the dungeon. But just remember, your seed rank will go down. It's a maze, but it's only a maze. It's a maze in the simplest possible sense. Like, all the screens look the same, so if you're not paying attention at all to the map and you don't keep track of how many times you've turned left or right, you could get a bit turned around. Ready to answer. Buy a hint for 3,000 gil. Buy a location display for 5,000 gil. Talk. Apparently for a perfect game, you need to get the location displayer, because it's an item. Press blank while inside the king to bring up the map. Your current location is indicated by the X mark. So that's handy. Yes, what is it? Talk. The Tomb of the Unknown King is located northeast of the city. I guess we'll buy all the hints, because money doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot in this game, and it's dialogue, right? There's a GF inside the Tomb of the Unknown King. If you feel confident enough, it may be worth a challenge. If that is the case, I recommend you buy the location display. You may regret not buying it. Yes, what is it? The GF in the back of the cavern has a weakness. Stay above ground. Keep that in mind. I have no more hints. I've basically told you exactly what to do. I have no more location displays. I'm gradually becoming big. If you remove my mask, it will be very painful for you. Alright, I'll accompany you out. It's quite convenient if you rent a car when you travel outside. It's an even bigger waste of money than what we've already wasted money on here. Alright, so anyway, the Tomb of the King is all the way up there, I believe. Well, that's the missile base. Can I zoom in closer on this map, game? You know, I think this is the way we're supposed to go. I think it's at the end of this peninsula here. Yeah, there it is. It just, like, popped into view. Hey, some of you guys. I'm actually, let's grab a little bit of float. We need about 100 floats. That's 9 and 9. So we need to draw about 12 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and one more for good measure in case I miscounted. And that should mean that we can have 100 floats on a third mule, because right now we only have 2 of our 3 mules are carrying 100 float. So which one of our mules doesn't have float? Irvine, you are floatless. What's wrong with you, friend? And thank goodness somebody's comments making fun of me caused me to keep poking at it until I figured out how to discard magic you don't need. There we go, folks. Thanks to the magic of triple speed and having a bunch of characters with fully, like, really beefed up magic thanks to junctioning, we now have 3 mules all carrying Sister Sarah, or 100 float. So you can get to the other side of that peninsula. I actually did off screen. There's a little, like, not canal. What's the word I'm looking for?
like Gibraltar, but that's a cape. Like, there's a little place like that where there's, not an isthmus? I guess it is an isthmus, but there's a little... Oh, God, I used to know. It's like a channel. I used to know what these were called. You have a little 2 bodies of water joined by a little bit of water there. Whatever. You can get to the other side of this thing and see it tantalizing you from the other side and not be able to reach it. Though actually, it just looks like a forest from the other side. You can't really tell it's a dungeon. And we've been back attacked. We're in real trouble now, guys. Annoyingly, I don't know if I have time to clear this in one video. Float! So yeah, the game gives you lots of hints on the weakness of this boss. Although again, with powered up characters, it's not about leveling up in this game so much as it is using junctions with your magic slots to boost your stats. We wouldn't really be in danger from this boss even without using the special tactic that the game is going to give us. But yeah, it's talking about float, baby. It's talking about you and me. So it's a labyrinth, but it's not a very complicated labyrinth. And as you can see, it mostly just consists of... It's very simple because it's all based on a bunch of 90-degree turns. But if you just run straight at like if you just run around without looking at the map and considering your position at all, and if you don't drop, like so we dropped a total of 5,000 for the locator and 6,000 for the various hints, just because I was curious what they were. So we spent about 1,100 gold, and we have almost 300,000 gold, so we're fine. As a matter of fact, with the locator, I don't even need to be as careful as I might have been otherwise. So if you go all the way to the back first, I believe that doesn't work. But I don't remember the order in which you really need to do this. Let's try to go all the way to the back. Oh, he did say there was a way to get out of here, but you lose a seed rank. I don't remember what it was, and I'm not sure I want to do it because I don't particularly want to lose a seed rank. The one thing about off-screening and playing the card game and grinding against monsters is your seed rank gradually goes down, which means you get less money. But as I've pointed out, money doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot. So these are Blabras. They have high physical defense, low magical defense. They slap you a lot. And they're probably not really worth worrying about too much. But just for the hell of it, we'll try to... card one here. Oh, that's right. I knew there was a reason I was not just running away right away. It's because I use scan on these guys when we come across them. God damn it, game. Alright, I thought I could make it through this one little video here. But apparently not. Okay, so these guys will get a few free shots here while I grab a new controller. But yeah, we need to scan these guys. Because I can't promise we're going to scan every enemy in the game, but as I come across them and notice them, I will make it a point of scanning them. Blabra, a half-liquid creature resistant to physical attacks. Elemental weakness differs with each one that appears. Oh, that's interesting. I know that in like some of the Final Fantasy games, you have palette swaps of these guys, and depending on its color, it has a different elemental weakness. But this one's very weak against lightning. And looks like after taking 2 attacks, it's only about half dead, so I can afford to hit it one more time before I try to card it again. Because the concern is accidentally killing it, and then I would need to actually load my game. Now damn it! Now I actually need to finish it off because I'll get some experience for damaging it unless I kill it with the card attack. So I shouldn't have been messing with this thing at all. I should have just scanned it and then ran away. So no experience. We did get some M stone pieces, which are discarded. Okay. Wrong button. So if we turn left and then turn right, we'll be at the far end of this place. But what good will that do us? Well, we'll get an encounter. Fools. That's not exactly an exciting new enemy. We fought them in the fire cave before. There's some writing here. I can't read it. Huh? Stuff on the bottom looks legible. This place is one big maze full of danger. The directions to the exit are as follows. Okay. Alright, well now we just kind of want to visit the cardinal directions. What do you mean low? Oh, god damn it. I think I might need to get some new controllers. I really do think that, like, the controllers I've had have been charged and recharged enough times that they're probably just losing battery capacity. There's some writing here. I can't read it. Stuff on the bottom looks legible. Feels like I've been here forever. I still can't find what they asked me to find. I can't take it anymore, physically or mentally. I'm not qualified to be a seed. Those who are reading this follow the directions to get the exit. But I never actually found the, Well, there's 13. That'll make up for the few things that we did purchase. Okay, so you come here and you get... I can't reach the other side. Because there's some kind of hidden zone. Wait, which way do I... Damn it. Which way do I want to turn now? I think I need to turn left. Oh, hey, you guys! I thought we could never encounter you, except, Is this a rando? An armadodo. I don't know if this is this... No, this is a different enemy that just looks similar. I thought this was the guy that was hanging around. Remember that boss fight where that giant wasp was dropping dudes on us? This is like the cousin of those guys. It's a different enemy, though. Armadodo. The legs are small compared to the body, and it falls easily when attacked with force. Yeah, there's nothing nothing particularly special about these guys. So let's run away. Because they're weak, let's run away. It would be mean to pick on them and destroy them. Okay, so now we're just going to go straight for a while. And then turn right, and this is the last of the sort of cardinal compass directions that we haven't visited. And there's some enemies that are not new or interesting in any real way. Or fake way. Oh, now we actually have some kind of progress, though. Who's there? I'm vaguely recalling that during the, Oh, here we go. I knew there was a reason I didn't, like, run back and forth to that life, draw point 100 times to get more of the life spell.
As you can see, he just got a little bit of health back, even though he was already at full health. That's because we haven't casted Float on him. And if we cast Float, he would stop getting that benefit. But if you haven't, like, saved up a bunch of Berserk at this point, or Protect, which I've already got Berserk and Protect, you'd have quite a few magics to stock from this guy, actually. It's pretty darn useful. But I believe he's not actually going to cast Berserk on us. I think he's just going to... You know what? We never do that. Well, let's actually cast Protect just so you guys can see it in action. So now we'll take even less damage from those physical attacks, which weren't really doing any damage anyway. So is this the Esper that we're going to win? Big guy with a... He doesn't seem very damaging and devastating, but I have to tell you. Even if we weren't using all these really high-end spells, this guy's not that damaging or devastating. Makes you wonder how useful he'll be as an Esper. But these questions and others will be answered. We have a little, like, flower petal closing over us to make us safe from the magic that this guy isn't even casting. Alright, anyway. So keep stocking the life spell because it's actually useful. As a matter of fact, it may be the thing, it may end up being the thing instead of Karaga or Tornado or whatever it is that we're junctioning to hit points going forward. Because eventually, guys, everybody in our party should have 9999 hit points. This is definitely a game where that is reachable. Like, by the end game, I want to see a character with 3,311 hit points be able to do limit breaks. Because it means they're near death. Well, 1/3 hit points anyway. Oh, Protect wore off. We better start killing it now. All of our various protections are wearing off. I think we're going to find out he's immune. Okay. Usually, most of the time, if an enemy is completely immune to the card spell, they're pretty strong. You don't have to worry about it receiving experience. But we got 8 G high potions. 20 app. Bastards, it ain't over. Okay, that must have done something. I believe, in fact, we have permanently changed this zone. So, just so that I can get out of here and call it a video, we're going to shut off encounters for a while. Bearing in mind, again, that even though I haven't bothered to unlock it yet, this is an ability that Diablo has. You can do encounter half, then you can do encounter none, which means all non-plot required encounters are disabled. And therefore, this is like the game is letting you have access to a greatly simplifying factor early, but not breaking the game. Having recently, for the first time in many years, rewatched Grimmeth's Let's Play of Phantasy Star for the end of the millennium, or the new millennium, whatever the hell the byline was. That is a game that could have used an ability to eventually just avoid needless random encounters. Actually, if we just go straight ahead, there's a screen we haven't visited yet where I think... Oh, I just ran right by it. Student ID number 89. So apparently that student died. Okay, keep accidentally running into the same place over again. Still student ID number 89. No matter what direction you approach that sword from. Alright, well I kind of need to remember that because I was going to call it a session. I don't remember what that does, although I don't imagine it matters. But we've started... We started puberty and our voices were changing. We started to unlock the secrets of the labyrinth. The Minotaur's Labyrinth, if you will. Because this is literally the Minotaur's Labyrinth of this game. It's not a particularly complicated maze, although again, if you just charge in, if you don't have the little... If you don't spend the 5,000 gil for the thing that marks where you are in the maze, you can get kind of lost. You can only get so lost, because... Eventually, if you get lost, but you understand how the map works, and the map is given to you for free, just not the thing that tells you exactly where you are in the maze. If you make a couple of turns and you stop paying attention, or you get distracted by the random encounters and lose track of how many right and left turns you've made, you just have to run around until you hit any one of several landmarks in the maze, and then you can find your way back out. So it's not that bad, and the monsters in the labyrinth aren't particularly dangerous. So it's fine. It's a nice little change of pace from just completely linear dungeons. This game doesn't have dungeons that much, really. We had G army soldiers who could attack us in timber, but they're not really much of a threat. Regular enemies in this game, the most dangerous regular enemies you have to fight are usually the ones that are outside of the plot town areas. The Ocho was a fairly challenging opponent if you don't have a lot of status resistances and you don't have Faraga equipped to your weapons like I did, which kind of breaks Ocho as an opponent. But, you know, it's a fairly challenging enemy for this stage of the game. Some of the encounters are more challenging than others, but like the Fire Cavern was very short, and it's the closest thing we've had to a standard dungeon. Everything else has been very much plot-driven, linear, jump from one battle to another, and occasionally the boss battles can be challenging. This is a game that's driven more by character and story than anything else. So enjoy it while it lasts, because this Tomb of the King, Unknown King, is as close as we get to a kind of a standard dungeon crawl in Final Fantasy VIII. Act 4 has like one big dungeon, which is kind of interesting from a gameplay perspective. And it's mandatory. But, like, even this, like, it's, okay, you can go in there, and you can get turned around, and you can get lost, and if you're not really leveling up your characters or using the junction system wisely or exploiting the card minigame, you can be at a point where those monsters are kind of dangerous to you. But you only have to go 2 screens in to get the information necessary to proceed with the story. If you don't feel like unlocking all the Guardian Forces, the game doesn't make you. So, like, I would see no reason not to plow in, take advantage of all the content the game has to provide, and get yourself an extra Guardian Force while you're at it. But I appreciate games that give you stuff like that isn't mandatory. Because it's also... I think you got to get real deep in the game before you don't have some ability to come back and revisit this dungeon later. Like, if you feel like putting off going through the labyrinth and getting the Minotaur Guardian power, you have the option. I can't fault a game for giving you options. Anyway, I'm Mysterious CG. When we come back next time, we're going to wrap up the Minotaur's Labyrinth. We'll have a new Guardian Force. This is kind of the point at which I forget what order you receive the Guardian Forces in. And this controller, it's not often you see the disconnected charged battery twice in the same video, but we've seen it, and it's a real indication this one needs to end. But yeah, when we get it, it'll actually fill in the blank between Siren and Diablos, because I guess the game kind of thinks you're going to wait till after this point to get Diablos, which is weird, because you can get Diablos before this point, and there's not a lot of point in putting it off, because it'll get tougher as you level up. But yeah, like from here on out, it's only about a third of the way through the Guardian Forces, but I have like a pretty solid memory of the ones you get early, and after that, it's like every so often we just randomly get handed a Guardian Force. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I forgot we were getting a Guardian Force now. And this is also the reason that like off-screening to get items and stuff felt kind of weak to me at this point in the game, because the AP to level up our Guardian Force powers, like I knew we weren't getting the stuff for Brothers, which is the name of the... Never mind. Yeah. There's going to come a point where I've got all the Guardian Forces, and then I'm really going to cram for AP points so that I can get access to all their skills. Particularly because this Brothers one, as it's called, that we're going to get, is the one that gives you HP boost at level up. We already have the Strength at level up one, I think. It's important to get those ones, because my whole strategy of not leveling up is based around getting the Guardian Forces from later in the story that give you bonuses at level up, and having all of those equipped to the person who's leveling up before they level up. Alright, I keep finding ways to get the 30-minute mark and call it a video, and then monologue for 5 minutes. This one's no exception, but the monologue is over now. Please pick up all trash as you leave the theater. See you guys next weekend.